starting early. Banks isn't here yet. He was recording another pod. You know, he's the man of 1,000 pods. But I was trying to get set up here on Instagram, since the whole Twitter StreamYard thing is you got to be premium on Twitter to be able to access. Yeah, that shit show. That's why I really stopped hanging out on Twitter like that, because what's the point? The app's a shit show. Everyone knows I just share my thoughts on podcasts instead. That's just a lot easier. But yeah, thank y'all for joining. Like I said, Banks isn't here yet, but I could talk for a couple of minutes about things I haven't gotten to yet. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Exactly. That's how it works for me. Y'all ready for some poetry, motherfucker?
As y'all know, we just recorded this past Thursday, and if that was crazy for what a week's worth of content was, then you know something had to happen where we're back again so soon. And it was bound to happen. Like I told you at the end of the episode, said Comic-Con's coming up, even though it really doesn't seem like it's Comic-Con. And they smacked me in the face and said, "You stupid, we'll show you." It's like they took it personally. It was, you know.
I said that I went live for a little bit on the channel. I said, bro, I haven't seen nothing like this from Comic-Con in years. Since probably 2019, 2018, before the pandemic. I was like, this is when they was dropping news. I'm like, I thought they'll probably just say a couple things. We'll do. No, they dropping Fantastic Four, fantastic footage, and they dropped this atom bomb, so to speak. And you know, Oppenheimer, he's part of it. See, double entendre.
Well, he didn't play Oppenheimer,
but he was in it. So,
yeah.
But
no,
yeah, they decided to just go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they went crazy, like you say, 2019, because then the pandemic hits the next year, and they never really cared about Comic-Con after that. They even stopped caring about D23, which was where they made the huge announcement of Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther for Civil War. And I'm just thinking, like, yeah, that 2019 Comic-Con was that 2019 in a whole was a crazy year for me. But I just remember that night when it was like, we're going to do Shang-Chi. I'm like, who's that? They're like, we're going to do a Captain Marvel sequel. I'm like, okay. We're going to do another Thor movie. I'm like, the last one was good. We're going to do TV. I'm like, okay, interesting. And then it's like, number one draft pick, Mahershala Ali, comes out with the hat. And we got Blade, and it's like, oh my god, they've done, like, they do it every year like they had been prior to that, when they were like, Age of Ultron, what? Doctor Strange, what? Thanos, what? Like, they just had us in the palm of their hand. And as usual, DC showed up to Comic-Con with nothing. That's like DC's usual. They couldn't even give Superman a brief look at it. It's just like, do you like cartoons? We always got those in our back pocket. It's like,
bro, they said, oh, it's too soon to show something. Bro, they just started production on Fantastic Four earlier this month, and they dropped something that looked like it's went through post already.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought they just got there this week. I'm like, did I misread? Or, I mean, again, that's the whole point of pre-production and prep work. But no, I think they had been spending all this time ready, because again, they made the announcement in February of who the Fantastic Four were. But I didn't expect footage to look that good. I mean, the stills looked good. Like, well, this is a movie already. You can tell.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Matt Reeves is like, do you want to talk about the Penguin show? Because I haven't made what y'all want me to make yet. Like, who gives a fuck?
Right. And we only got a teaser from that. We just got the first trailer.
No, we had a trailer a year and a half ago. Like, come on.
That was a teaser. But trailer, same thing, just about.
Like, they've been shooting the Superman movie. You can't give us anything. You can't even do the like, hi from the set with him in the suit and looks like Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. You can't even do like the pissed poor version of like, we're shooting a movie, so we have nothing to show, but get a look of everyone. No, because James Gunn has to be on Twitter every fucking minute to be like, we're making the movie. Does anyone have questions while I'm making the movie?
Bruh, and then every time somebody want to ask him something about casting, no. I'm like, bruh,
well, here's what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot the movie, and then we're gonna shoot them like it's
okay, yeah. Who's in the movie? That's what you gotta ask him. And besides that, my whole thing is, you're doing Peacemaker right now, my guy. You should just be focused on that. I got 20 other things.
Well, that's not his baby anymore. That again, like all TV, gets handled to the real showrunner.
He's trying to do everything. Like I talked to Van earlier this morning. It's like, you want to do the Swamp Thing. Okay, make that a horror movie. But then now Supergirl starts principal photography later on this year. Then you got to focus. You got a whole slate, Warner Discovery, of stuff y'all want to do. But everything is just tentative. Oh, man, I think we're going to do Brave and the Bold. We said we was going to do it.
Because they don't even know if they're going to buy NBA rights or renew AEW. It's like, that's why they don't know. That's why, what movie do we make? Do we make this movie or that? Again, like, they don't even, like, they couldn't even come with, here's who Batman's going to be. Because, again, that's why when that news broke, I think Cal and I did an episode, and I thought, like, it's kind of weird. And everyone said this at the time, like, they let a writer-director oversee what's should be a studio thing. And he's so locked in on his film that all this other side stuff is going to just, like, wait. And again, you're going to give us a fucking cartoon in between, a fucking cartoon and a TV show about Tony the Penguin, so Penguin Soprano, like that's it. Like,
well, you keep
I'm sorry,
cartoon, so
this show is stupid as fuck. I'm sorry, we don't need this stupid show to buy time, and for him to be like, well, this was supposed to be where the second movie starts. I'm like, well, it's called editing, so when you write the script, it's also called losing some pages. Matt Reeves, like, I know, like, the biggest fault of the Batman is the runtime. Even though every minute of it makes sense, it's still like, did this guy just want to make something that kept going and going and going and going until they told him to stop?
I think that's what it was, because we got 2 hours and 50 minutes of that movie.
Yeah, and like, so you really can't cut anything.
No, you can't.
It all works.
Kudos to the editor in that instance, just because you got to think about the other footage that wasn't used and to create continuity for that movie, which, it doesn't take a lot of thinking. He's a detective. All right. The city is in anarchy. All right. But at the same time, you could work yourself into a shoot where everything could be, out of place. And then that Joker scene obviously was taken out just because it's like, this dude exists, but we don't need to talk about him right now. And then when you look at that bonus footage, it shows that, they don't really need to talk about him at this moment.
Well, and who knows if that's just like the ultimate dick tease of like, we know what you want at the end of the day, but he's like, this Penguin guy, that's who I'm in on. Like,
hey,
okay,
take it easy.
Yeah, hey, sweetheart, take it easy, And I get it, like, he's got to. Again, the trailer's like, yeah. Oh, I know every actor. I'm like, hey, fuck it. But like, his mom's like, aren't you supposed to take me out of? He's like, I'm working on it, Ma. I'm working on it, eh? It's like, this city is yours, Oz. I've got you. That's probably one of the top 5 pops I've got for anyone. I'm like, here's Colin Farrell's the Penguin. What's that for? For being an idiot. Okay. But
so it's gonna be mostly full of that. So did you see? What's the cartoon? It's Bride of Frankenstein. I forgot the name of the damn. It's not X Squad. Whatever. Amanda Wyler is in it, but that looks good.
The Creature Commando show.
There you go. That, and then they announced something with Rick Flag in it, or am I tripping?
No, it's Rick Flag's in the Creature Commando show, and they're saying that Frank Grillo shot scenes. Him and Joel Kinnaman shot scenes for Peacemaker season 2. So it's like they're going to have a flashback of Joel Kinnaman as the Rick Flag the second, and Frank Grillo as live action Rick Flag from Creature Commandos in as Rick Flag Sr. Which again, I'm like, so you want to use a cartoon as a bridge? And that's when that was announced last year. It pissed me off. That's why I think the only voicemail I ever left for Van and X at the Black Variant shot to those guys are gonna have a grand old time, as they say, this coming week. But the only voicemail I ever left them was when that DC slate was announced. I'm like, I did the hard fucking pass. I'm like, this ain't it. Like I think all I said was that like I'm not moved. Again, Batman and Damian Wayne. Okay, like Swamp Thing. They get James Mangold to do Swamp Thing, who James Mangold hates IP, even though that's all he fucking takes in between jobs.
Right.
Is speak of another devil. God damn, I like beautiful big beautiful big titty women just don't fall off the sky. That's where I'm at these days with my powers.
That's crazy. See, are you live?
Yeah, he's here.
Why can't I see him on my?
Yeah. You know what? It's the damn format. That's my bad. There we go. There we go.
What's going on, everybody? I came. The first thing I heard was beautiful big titty women do not fall out of the sky every day. Yeah. And I just wanted to say I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly. God bless.
Imagine saying that right after seeing Chris Rock fall out of the sky. Like,
I have no idea what the context is. But
you've never seen Dogma? You seem like a prime candidate to see Dogma.
No, I have never seen Dogma before. But hi, everybody. I am X of the Black Variant. As you can see, I am a comfy niggas drinking his coffee. I'm here to talk about actually, what are we here to talk about today? Deadpool Wolverine, I assume.
Everything, dude. I haven't seen you in a minute. You looking good, my boy. The Blue Ranger.
You know what I'm saying? Did you call me the Blue Ranger from Power Rangers in Space? You gotta listen. We gotta kill this. We gotta kill this gimmick, man. I'm nearly 30 now. Y'all out here mistaking me with a small white child with a bowl cut. This is ridiculous. All right, man.
When I started listening to you, brief history. You
just called me an extra and Malcolm in the Middle, dog. That's some egregious shit, man.
Nah,
at this point, you definitely. What's the little brother name?
Dewey?
You fuck out of here.
The future is now. Well, you definitely him. But brief history, dude. Been listening to this guy. Been a fan since 2019. Him and Van on the old show. The old show. I wish I could find the recordings too, but they don't exist anymore. So for him to be all of 23 years old now, he's came a long way.
You think so? Y'all not about to retcon me into being a 2000s baby. All right, man. Y'all, the way y'all talk about me, y'all would think I'm the same age as Daft Keen or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Young X23. You feel me? For those of you who don't know, she was born in 2005. I'm not that young. All right, man.
That was a big shot. As someone who turned 20, as someone who's halfway to 30 right now.
Halfway. My God.
Well, no, I'm 29. So like I'm halfway on the road to 30.
You at 29.5 is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. But would you think I'm 29?
You need like 35 more experience points to get to 30.
Yeah. But like when I found out you and Manny were younger than me, I'm like, what? This doesn't make sense, bro. Like what's going on?
27 for like 5 years now too.
Don't come on. I am 12. Are you saying that's what he is? I am 12 from Benchwarmers?
Bro, folks from that's crazy.
But he's built like a third baseman, a retired third baseman.
But no, actually, haven't been on
Manny built like Bartolo Colon. That's crazy.
Hey, Bartolo Colon, with and without the PEDs, he was still playing 20 plus years. So
yeah, CC Sebastian just ate crunch berries and played for 20 years.
But you haven't been on in a while. I think the last time you were no, that was only Van for Wakanda.
I think we had a different president the last time I was on, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, a lot of stuff, yeah. But we did talk about the Snyder Cut. That was a big point of contention between us and DC and everything that was going on. And DC now, like I just said, it has a new overlord. They swapped one director who likes to spend time on the internet yelling at people for another guy. And this guy,
time other than that tweeting at folks.
Yeah, so this guy allowed Matt Reeves to create the Penguin Show. And are you all in on this Penguin Show?
I'm all in on anything Matt
familiar.
Reeves can do. Matt Reeves can go in the middle of the street and smack a small white child, and I would be like, yes, cinema. You know what I'm saying? Like, great job, my nigga. He could, Matt. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Matt Reeves can do.
He would create Batman in that sense, or the Joker, or whoever.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. Matt Reeves could reenact that Sting commercial from way back in the day when he was like had bro over the bookshelves and the entertainment centers and whatnot. And I would still say cinema. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy right there. You know what I'm saying? But the Penguin show looks really good. Like it's bringing back some real mob vibes. You feel me? Like it's giving like prime Sopranos, like before niggas got mad before the whole fade to black shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But is that the thing that you actually want to see? Is
oh yeah, 100%. Like everyone.
So is there a like DC version of Breaking Bad that would interest you? Like
a DC version of Breaking Bad. Well, then we got to ask this question, right? And this might be a little bit uncanny, but work with me here, people. Who would be the greatest pushes, drug dealers in the DC universe? We gotta get down to the bottom of the brass tacks of that first. We gotta decide who could be out there cooking that shit, right? I'm not saying Joker is an obvious candidate, right? But hear me out, right? What if Lex Luthor decided to get his hands in the drug?
No, I was about to say he has to be Gus, obviously.
What if one day he decided, this fucking with Superman shit ain't really working for me? I need to be hard in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Start pushing that working shit. I could see that. You know what I'm saying? But who's gonna be his Jesse? That's what we really got to figure out here.
Yeah. But again, if they just want to go to that, well, they could do the Newsroom with Perry White. They can do all the HBO properties just with a DC character. Like, hey, what else do we got? I mean, what's our version of The Wire? What's our version of Righteous Gemstones? What can we do, huh? Like,
keep it real with you. They could re-rock every Apple TV original show right now and just throw an HBO Max logo on it, and that will probably rock in these streets. I'm gonna keep 100% real with y'all. What's the show with Jennifer Aniston and them? The Morning Show,
the Newsroom. The Morning Show. The Morning Show.
The Morning Show. They could do that with Lois Lane, Clark. They could do it with the cast of My Adventure with Superman, and everybody would be cool with that, y'all.
But the Morning Show is almost a parody of our own world. Of like, is this a show that exists? Who knows? Like, but I was just telling Banks, like, that was all DC had. Was they had Creature Commandos and they had the Penguin, and I'm like, it's same old DC. They come to Comic-Con with only 2 bullets in the chamber, and it goes ting ting, and then Marvel shows up as like, hey, look at this fucking bazooka, right? Watch what we can do with this.
To be fair, I will say this to be fair. James Gunn said multiple months in advance, ain't shit happening at Comic-Con this year. If you niggas expecting a trailer, y'all niggas shit out of luck. You know what I'm saying? He made sure to put that. He basically he treated them
tempered expectations.
Roger Goodell treated the post Kaepernick fans. There's like, hey, this was all cute and shit this year. This nigga's never coming back again. Never again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He basically gave that same energy.
You know what DC essentially does? They go to the cookout and they just bring Hawaiian Punch, like a small thing of Hawaiian Punch. Like, I got something to contribute. Dog, you didn't bring no plates. You didn't bring no forks.
There's 50 of us here. How are we going to share one of these?
Yeah. Just a big ass thing of Hawaiian Punch if they decide to feel frisky, so to speak. They like, all right, here. And no ice. But, Van brought this to my attention 2 years ago, and it's blown my mind since then. You could put ice in Hawaiian Punch; it'll never get cold.
Never. It's like Walmart ice cream, yo. That shit will never melt.
Now I'm trying to think about when's the last time I had cold Hawaiian. Yeah,
never. That's an oxymoron, my nigga.
Wait, you said that? I said, damn, bro. I was like, that shit really don't get cold.
But it's funny how like history always repeats itself no matter what. And that, because I was talking about 2019, 2015, and 2015 Comic-Con, they showed out with the BVS trailer, because that's when I was like, holy fuck, this is going to be the fucking movie of the millennium. And then I saw it opening night and I was like, well, that was not it.
It was one way or another, wasn't it?
Because I saw it 2 days later, I was like, no, it was bad. It was as bad as it was on the Thursday night showing. But Marvel shows up now, and like we start saying, they already have Fantastic Four going, and the people there are lucky to get to see. We get to see the screen grabs, and it's like, okay, like this is looking good. Pedro Pascal, Evan Moss-Backrack, aka Cousin Richie, Joseph Quinn, Vanessa Kirby. Like, all right, the whole '60s thing is probably going to be interesting once we see it in the grand scope. But I'm rocking with this, even though the First Steps name, I'm like, nah, this is lame. This is lame.
Well, see, you not nerd like us, so to speak, which is a good thing. You got to understand, sir. This is kind of like their origin story.
No, you don't gotta
it.
explain. Like, get it? 4 first steps, like, and the puns on that. But I mean,
yeah. Then eventually they're gonna show you that we cooking in the future. Reed Richards, who was the descendant of Kang, you know.
Well, not anymore. He's not.
Well, yeah, and I mean, if he stretches hands out for domestic violence,
it's like Mr. Incredible said, "You're not affiliated with me." That's what they're doing.
So from what my sources are telling me, and I'm not fully caught up on all the Comic-Con news, apparently Fantastic Four is set in a New York City pre-crack. Is that what I'm hearing here?
A little bit, yeah.
Do they come back from their fantastic voyage with the crack?
Yeah, like so, like I need to ask that question, right? Like I saw the
thing is made up of 100% crack rock. That's what the thing is.
It said it looked futuristic and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm sitting here like, did all this like shit get like torn down after crack happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to all the high speed rails in the city and shit? You know what I'm saying? That shit go with the Fantastic Four. What happened to that shit?
It might be like Back to the Future. They're gonna go into the alternate universe when they in the hood. They wake up in the bed with a Beat It poster, which is still crazy.
The Baxter Building is a park district.
Yeah. But then this time, essentially, well, he was that one guy, the Orange Man. But they wake up and the Orange Man is president again.
Hey. Well, they got their own Orange Man.
Hey, Yancey Street's favorite son as president would be funny as hell. I just want to throw that out there real quick. Can you imagine the tailor that has to like make suits for the Thing?
That's what was so funny about the My Chickless ones is like they try to put clothes on it. I'm like, they didn't spend too much time how he's got a football jersey and he's got jeans and a Letterman jacket at the end. It was like, what the hell?
How much of the budget was devoted to the Thing Steve Harvey suits in the 2005 movie? That's why I just need to know.
Say that he had the Mr. Hightower.
Those were just suits,
dog. Like. And he ripped through every one of them shits too. So like, I just want to know how much of the budget that was allocated to that. That's all, man. Even though Chris Evans was wearing Steve Harvey shoes back then too, which I was remember.
Yeah, that was the time. Like they just called those suits. Now they're Steve Harvey suits.
No. We called the Steve Harvey suits in 2005 too. I want to be very clear about that.
Yeah, I mean, been the grand, like you said, the grand country. Chris
David
Evans
Stern would have banned them suits if they were in his NBA. That's what I'm saying.
You don't wear those suits in my league.
Kerry Washington, you know what I mean, casted for his love interest in both movies.
Is that one of the most improbable romances, in your opinion?
She can't see him, but she felt him. But she can't see him.
That's Earth Force scandal. You know what I'm saying? Kerry Washington, the Thing.
with the thing.
Yeah.
No, but we got Fantastic Four. We just got. They said the Thunderbolts again. They had nothing prepared for the Thunderbolts, which I'm like, that doesn't suit me well. Of like their Suicide Squad, they got nothing to show for it except David Harbour showed up in costume. It was like, hey, I thought we were going full gimmick today. What's up? You know, like
he tried to pull the John Cena, Stephen Amell gimmick, and it ain't good over with the fans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it's also David Harbour who tries too hard. It's like you're a character actor, David Harbour. You're not a leading man, okay?
He's like, listen, we don't love you like that, dog. You're not Kobe. You know what I'm saying? You ain't Bucky Barnes. You ain't even Nigga Bird. You know what I'm saying? Play your role, Playboy.
That's what it was. So when you saw, I was like, because you're like, what's the thing we hated the most out of that 2021 so far? You're like Captain America and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Where you said that, and I was like, well, this.
Yo, I had to remember Black Widow existed when this movie was talked about at San Diego Comic-Con.
Because remember they were like, remember when the actress tried to sue us because we released the movie in theaters and on our app? Well,
we don't know her no
more.
Yeah, we don't talk about her no more.
Hey, what was that in Rush Hour 2? At the end of the credits? Damn, he ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3. Exactly what happened with Scarlett Johansson. Damn,
it was like
I'm not sure if she's producing Thunderbolts. She might be. I know she's still producing a future MCU project, but that's besides the point.
Really? Even after suing them?
Yeah, even after suing, which I thought shit was crazy. That's how you know she.
No, that's the like, hey, we owe you. You know, you're gonna be able to reap the rewards of whatever project you want. You know, that's one of those makeup deals of like, hey, I just found out recently that Mike Myers, because he backed out of the movie Sprockets based off his SNL character, he had to do the Cat in the Hat as a favor because they sued him and they were about to win. So it's like, shit, not only do you guys win the lawsuit, I fucking owe you one, and it was the Cat in the Hat.
Just sue me, dog. If I gotta play that.
No, it's like they sued him and that. Like,
nah, just sue me. That's cool. I'll take the L. He was straight 2-3 by that point, so he cool. He could have taken the L.
But yeah, to quote Antonio, Thunderbolts I don't think is going to be good because it's already trying too hard to have like our Suicide Squad. Get it? Like, I'm like, yeah, okay. You can't top James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. So again, like, if you're not going to give me that as the group of bad guys we're supposed to root for, and even then, like, you're only half bad guys. Like, we all liked Yelena as Black Widow more.
Let's be very clear about these bad guys, right? And I hate to be mean, right? But these niggas are jabronis. Let's be very clear.
No, they are. Yeah,
we got Bucky Barnes. We got hold up, B tier Captain America. No disrespect, right? No. We got a B tier Black Widow. We got some niggas who haven't appeared since the second Ant-Man movie, which we don't even know that shit was still canon. Who else we got? We got Black Widow's busted ass daddy on the squad. And
that's the worst one.
And allegedly a crackhead Superman that we still don't know if they've casted for sure, right?
The Sentry.
Yeah, who's the?
Well, it is supposed to be Louis Pullman. He is alluding to that he's playing Sentry in a way. Oh,
that's great. Is that the same? Is Louis Pullman the same one that was Kat's boyfriend in Euphoria?
No, that's Jacob Elordi. Kat's boyfriend was God, what's that actor's name? No, that's not him. Louis Pullman is the guy in Top Gun Maverick who's the backseater to the female pilot.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I ain't seen Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
I have never seen Top Gun.
You haven't seen Maverick?
Nah, I ain't never seen Top Gun, yo. I ain't seen neither of them.
Did you see Bad Times at the El Royale?
Yes, I saw that.
He's the guy who works at the hotel. The guy who becomes a hero at the end. Oh, yeah, there we go. His ass is getting spiked. Yeah. It was supposed to be Steve Yeun instead.
That nigga's getting hit with a very stiff lariat by the end of the Thunderbolts. I'm gonna be very clear about that. Thunderbolts.
Did you know the original? Right now. Did you know that they were supposed to die? That was the rumor that they were supposed to go on the mission and still die at the end?
Yeah, apparently everybody's supposed to die except maybe Bucky and Yelena. But I really don't know what's going on with this movie.
Because I did some reading earlier, and that was the thing. Was like one source that read the script said it was legit a suicide mission. I'm like, that's what the Eternals should have been, you dumb fucks. Like,
I do know that they are done with like filming the movie, and they are like a good amount through editing and shit. But like the fact that we still don't have a trailer for that shit like publicly available is a little bit concerning. Like the same way that like they waited until 6 months ago to put out a Falcon and Winter Soldier. Oh, no, I'm sorry. A Captain America 4 trailer that came out maybe 90 days ago, and that was after a whole another set of shooting that they did on top of the original set of shooting. And they shot the movie twice is what I'm trying to say. The
Brave New World trailer, which at my showing of Deadpool Wolverine, they edited out him shooting at Harrison Ford. I was like, no way did they edit out him shooting at the president. I almost wanted to get up and be like, did anyone not notice them?
We have to stop living the softification of America. And by softification of America, I'm gonna give y'all a non-comic book example, right? In the video game franchise Assassin's Creed, I discovered that you can now pay off your bounties, right? You know what we used to do in Assassin's Creed? And I hate to say this live on podcast. I'm sorry, my FBI agent, you hearing this, but we used to just kill witnesses and get it over with. Why we out here paying bounties? You know what I'm saying? We got to smite the witnesses off the map. That's how it's supposed to be. We got to take it back to the old days, right? But we got to stop being soft, man. We got to do what needs to be done.
Same thing in Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, you saw me? Cool. Hog time.
Yeah, exactly. Hog time. Just real quick. You know what I'm saying?
But I noticed it. I'm like, because it just cuts like him beating up the guard, and then like he jumps out the window. I'm like, I've seen this trailer before. I know how it goes. This ain't it.
So why, brother?
This shit played on Good Morning America the day it came out, and you trying to edit this shit out now? Like all of America ain't seen this shit already.
That was funny to me, but like you're still like,
know why? Especially in y'all states, y'all know why.
But like you just said, like it's a movie that they shot twice. You and Van have been saying that. Banks have been saying that to me, and I'm like, it is crazy that they were like, what should this movie be? It should be this, and then what if we did this instead? And then the writer's strike happens, and they're like, what if we still did this instead? I'm like, what do you want? Make up your mind. Like, it's like, where do you want to go to eat? I don't know. Like,
so essentially, Captain America or Captain Falcon America, whatever the fuck it's called, is essentially just a woman.
A woman who doesn't know what she wants to eat. Yeah.
So essentially, a woman.
Are we talking about Captain America, or are we talking about Kevin Feige here?
Yes.
No, because what's funny about Kevin Feige, he was smart, as we're about to get into. He was like, hey, I still think about you. And I know you still think about me. Why don't we just get back together? We both needed each other. And both parties were like, I'm so glad he called because we have been in deep shit. Because let's not forget, Oscar aside, Robert Downey Jr., before that, he had Doolittle, huge box office bomb post Iron Man. Mm-hmm. He literally had an HBO show come out a week after his Oscar win. No one fucking watched it. No one's even talking about it.
To be fair, I'm not even sure if it's still on the streaming service, and that is
it's an HBO show.
That's purely because of David Zaslav. Fuck that nigga. But besides, keep going.
And he had nothing else he made a documentary about his dad for Netflix that didn't even get awards recognition like he thought it would. Mm. But that was it. He went bald, I guess, so the new hair plugs could regenerate, as we saw yesterday, which I'm like, okay.
Went bald as a slander is crazy.
He did. He shaved his head completely bald, and now he has a full head of hair again. I'm like, not even Tom Brady did something that drastic. But that's what Robert Downey Jr. is doing. The Russo bros, like I talked about on Thursday, they're like, let's go make this gritty crime novel with sweet Tom Holland, America's British sweetheart, Tom Holland. Let's make him an opioid-addicted bank robber. No one watched it because, like you said, Apple TV, that shit might not even exist. Then they made my beloved The Gray Man, which everyone was like, we've seen better spy movies. They're called Mission Impossible. They're like, oh, shit. Okay, what do we do now? They're making, because apparently they had to go reshoots too, The Electric State with Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt, and a bunch of actors, well-known actors, as voicing these robots in this super expensive sci-fi movie for Netflix, which again, no one's gonna like. It's their version of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, basically.
Hey, apparently niggas watched that. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I watched the first Rebel Moon, and I was like, this was a waste of time.
It's me. I'm niggas. I watched both of them.
See, hey,
I couldn't sign up for the second. I'm like, not even as like I gotta complete it. Because I'm a guy who doesn't finish TV shows. I'm like, I don't have to see how part 2 ends. I've seen Seven Samurai. I can imagine where you're going with this, Zack Snyder. But
no.
So we had 3 parties come together like, hey, we need you. I need you. We all need each other. And they kicked out Kang in the middle of all this. And I'm like I said a few weeks ago, you can just recast. It's not that hard. You know who you just recast? Fucking old ass Harrison Ford is playing a character that a guy who just passed away was playing. It's not that hard if you just did it for a guy who's currently alive and you could just swap that out. Do you not remember Terrence Howard? Like, how can you have the playbooks and still not know the plays?
Hold on. It's a possibility. Just when we get into conspiracy theory, when we start talking about these movies later on. Or X and Ben are going to break it down. And then I got to do the whole Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia thing about the variants and all that. So it's a possibility he might still exist. We don't know.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. That nigga's gone. He is super gone.
Yeah.
And that's
wasn't that
because
the whole point of Loki season 2 finale of like he'll be like they're reading him of like the universe in a way, not entirely, but like that, like the threat he was appearing to be, it's legit paused.
Retroactively, yeah, but they decided that shit after the fact and not like going into the season. Going into the season, they were like, we just gonna hope this nigga does not get found guilty. 6 months later, bro got found guilty in 4K. But apparently he had a clause in his contract that he was the only person who could play Kang for like the length of the time this contract goes. So who was
that's good lawyering. I gotta respect that in a way.
It is.
Like
who was the Mets player who been getting paid like $1 million a year for the last 30
Bobby
years?
Bonilla.
Yeah, so basically like that. Jonathan Majors is the Bonnie Bonilla of the Marvel universe purely because he's the only person who can play Kang. So basically their only option was get rid of him wholeheartedly and pivot, or go down with the ship. You can see the option they picked. And I'll keep it real with y'all. I really don't know how I feel about this one. I've seen a lot of mixed reactions about it, and it's been 24 hours, and I still don't know how I feel about that shit. But what do y'all feel about it?
Banks, go ahead.
You ever wanted something and you like, damn, I really want that thing, but then you can't really get that thing, so then you kind of like have to play, well, I hope I can kind of get that thing, and then God gives you something totally different from what you want, but maybe this is better for you. It's kind of like with this. Maybe this is what we need. I'm with Davis. They calling audibles all around, like Kevin Feige really just running around, dog, just on the.
Yeah, this is really beaming. Red 70 Black Star. Red 70 Black Star. They're like, what the fuck's Red 70 Black Star? Like, that's not a fucking play. And he just runs out of bounds. He's like, it should be a play. Like,
dude, he essentially is just sliding because he don't want to get hit, and they've taken a lot of hits. We're gonna talk about Deadpool and Wolverine later. I still haven't seen it. I'll probably watch it after this. Lying, but still.
We see honest.
Knowing me, I'm gonna end up watching Bad Boys 4 for like the 5th time. Be like, yeah, I should watch Deadpool. No, let me just go watch Bad Boys 4 for the 5th time. I think I'm kind of like with X, and maybe it's gonna take a couple of days. Again, I can't wait to hear Black Variant. Where it's like maybe. And then it's all these theories about him probably be. See, this is when you work yourself into a shoot, brother. Not y'all, but this is when the audience works themselves into a shoot, because now you want to play the thing of, well, I really don't want him. And then what the fuck is up with fan cast? I hate fan casting. We want silly. What's his name? Cillian Murphy.
Oh, they want Cillian Murphy. Yeah.
We want Cillian Murphy as Doom. Did the nigga knows he doesn't want to play? Like, did y'all ask him? Y'all just throwing him into the mix? Like, maybe he don't want to.
The last thing that man was going to do after getting an Oscar was like, give me all the Marvel money. Like, that's not how he's wired. He's an Irishman. He's like, I'm going to go make my movies now. Like,
yeah, like, bro, have y'all not learned from Daniel Day-Lewis? I don't really want to do this type of shit. I want to disappear for a little bit. That's so y'all just throwing these fan castings in there. It's like John Krakowski or whatever his name is from goddamn Quiet.
Krasinski.
Yeah, him. That part. Yeah, it's just like with him. It's like, bruh, y'all bullied him, or y'all bullied Marvel into casting him for like one scene in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which wasn't a good movie. So now
no. Let's not start this fight. Let's not start this fight.
But no. Let Banks cook. He's telling the truth. Doctor Strange.
That's a great movie. It is.
Go ahead, get your shit up.
No, because this will take this has to be its own episode, because I would like, that is a great movie.
You're around 2 comic book marks. You gotta stand on it now, brother.
You are the only person standing on this opinion besides Sam Raimi, man. I respect it, but you're wrong. I want to let you know you're wrong. You're wrong. Just like Dom Mysterio, you're wrong, but you're doing it anyway, and that's okay.
No, I know I might, because and so does the box office, because that one made $900 million somehow at the end of the day.
Because there wasn't nothing else out.
Yeah, there was a little movie called The Batman a month prior.
It made its money by that. We knew the sky was going to be 600 to 700 million. That was the cap off.
So anyway, carry on. No,
it just. So I'll say in closing, I don't know exactly how this plays out, but to be honest with y'all, I'm gonna watch. At first, I wasn't gonna watch. I was like, I'm cool. I'm intrigued. And am I gonna sit up here and be like, well, I hope this is a variant and all this? Like, I'm familiar with the story. I understand this Tony Stark, or he's actually Victor Von, but I understand which way they can go with it. But dog, we 2 years away from this movie. I'm not gonna sit up here and try to just map the shit out of my mind how it's gonna go, because they probably don't even know. Again, these motherfuckers announced the movie 5 years ago, and we ain't got a script for it. It's called Blade. So why should I put hope in them?
Yeah. Well, the problem with that was the actor told them, which is probably again a great flex. Like, hey, I want to be Blade. And Kevin Feige said, "You got it." And then when it's like time to make the movie,
said a damn thing about it since.
And then when it's time to make the movie, it's like, what if we casted this actor?
Yeah,
like,
hey, what's going on, Playboy?
What's happening?
The Victor Von Doom to my Reed Richards is just
absolutely. Bash, 2000 Bash at the Beach fan is I.
But no, I'll let Van speak after. So the reason I hate this is because it shows cowardice. It's much like the 2024 basketball team. You're scared to lose even a game. You have to go back to old reliable. You got to call KD. You got to call Curry. You got to call LeBron, because losing a game, because you lose the World Cup the year before, has got you shook, has got all the fans shook, that you got to get old reliable to come out. You back up the Brinks truck, because again, it's money, and money's no option it in. And
I got a theory out there for y'all, right? My theory is this wasn't Kevin Feige's call.
Oh, I would believe that. No, I would.
My theory is Bob Iger made the call, because think of it like this, right? Oh, what has Bob Iger been saying about Kevin Feige for the last 2 years? He need to stop bullshit and bring them Avengers back, right?
Not him.
He didn't say that at D23. He said it during the strikes. He said it during the second round of the strikes. He said it when the strikes was over. You know what I'm saying? He said you need to stop bullshit and bring all the original niggas back. Mind you, Joss Whedon's career is now in the grave, 18 feet under, so he can't bring him back.
That was also like, when you know something's on its way, that was on its way. Like I don't want to be like hindsight 2020, but when the guy whose whole thing is like hot, sexy female leads, right? You kind of then expect, it's like when stuff comes out after, like, you know what? They're, like I said about Vince McMahon, Banks, like, you know what? The signs were there. Like, think about every TV angle we ever saw. The signs were there.
It was always there. But they brought back the Russos. You got Chris Evans in a Deadpool and Wolverine movie in the same weekend that Robert Downey Jr. and Dr. Doom gets announced. Like this, all this shit converging all at the same time is not a damn coincidence. Mind you, Kevin Feige has been very, very publicly stubborn about, no, we ain't bringing the motherfuckers back, and I don't give a fuck what y'all motherfuckers say about it, right?
Which I respect, because he was right. Like, again, like the past is the past. All right, we have to move on from it. We can't stay stuck in it. Like Banks, like Van was saying yesterday, like, it's nostalgia. Like that's these are all nostalgia plays. And like I've been saying, we're in the age of nostalgia, like we're in the age of hypocrisy. Like we all knew this man was lying through his teeth, being like, those Marvel movies were never really movies. I'm so excited to do Oppenheimer because it's a real movie. I can act again and all that. Like we watch wrestling. We see CM Punk every week going out there like, it's so great to be back in this city, back in this company, like he was doing 2 years ago at the other place. And what he was saying then on those podcasts was, I would never go back, suck my dick. Fuck them. And then when that money truck comes up, you're like, oh, I love you. Give me a hug, give me a kiss. Oh,
I never will leave.
Let's be even clearer about it. That nigga was doing all that for the $100 million check. Let's be very, because we can see that with
Robert Downey Jr. being like, all right, here's what Robert Downey Jr. is like, listen, you won't be able to afford me at a certain point anymore because you won't want to pay me, because legit, it's like, am I going to pay Kawhi? It's Kawhi Leonard. Am I going to pay you to miss 40 games a year? I don't know. And show up when you want and when you don't want to.
Yeah. Same
and
thing,
then,
bro.
And Chris Evans is even crazier post Endgame, because he was like, I'll do fucking whatever. I'll do the Christmas movie with Dwayne Johnson. I'm so fucking crazy right now. Like
Chris Evans has had one hit post Avengers, and that is literally Knives Out. It's been all misses since then. Every single
you mean the first Avengers?
Yeah, ever since then. Miss after I was about to say, because I'm like,
Yeah. Well, no, he had Snowpiercer. If you want to give him a little bit of credit for Snowpiercer.
Yo, fuck that. Post Endgame. What has Chris Evans done besides Knives
No, you're right.
Out?
No, post Endgame, it's only Knives Out because it's Knives Out was that fall.
We are talking Sean Marion level bricks here from Chris Evans. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to do something about that. Chris Evans not slick, man. He been very clear about wanting to come back. So
yeah.
Only thing that could save his career is not another teen movie too. That's all that
at this point, he turned up that. I couldn't. This is spoilers for Deadpool Wolverine, but I'm like, is he doing a New York accent? Is he trying to be Johnny Storm from Boston? He's like Cassandra Cain, you know, she's a fucking wicked mutant. She's got powers and all that. I'm like, there's one accent in the film crazier than his.
Yeah,
but I'm like, what Johnny Storm are we getting over here? Like, come on now. But no, like. And so that's why it pissed me off. It's just like they're too scared to be like so-and-so's Victor Von Doom, whether it be another name actor or an unknown. And I get it's a smart play because it's comics. Everyone's arguing like this happens in comics over and over. You know, the dead don't stay dead, blah, 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 variants. That's what never pissed me off. Like the variants. I'm like, that's a cool concept. Like you can have these altered versions of characters, or the characters interact with these one-offs, which is why I'll defend Multiverse of Madness at a later date. But that's the only thing that's going to be good about it is like, will we get to see a different type of performance from Robert Downey Jr.? But even then, it's like, are we going to get quippy, evil Victor Von Doom, or is he going to like be sinister? And again, is he even playing Victor Von Doom? He'll just be playing Doctor Doom, is what they're saying, right?
Yeah, but it's going to be so hard to separate that from Tony, bro.
Yeah. That's why it's like, I can't even think of like of another way to phrase it. But yeah, it's just if someone had, it's still
NWO Hollywood Blonde Jabroni Hulk Hogan. That's essentially what it is.
I mean, kind of, but it's different though, because it's like. That was a shock.
Because he can't wrestle himself. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he can't.
He's gonna have to Ric Flair with the suit jacket. This shit, man. You know what I mean?
Dropping the elbow.
Yeah. But nah, man.
The Russo Bros I get because these directors that they've been trying to like, they tried Destin Daniel Cretton, and he was like, let me just focus on Shang-Chi. They tried Ryan Coogler. He's like, listen, I'm trying to make other movies now, which I respect. And then they tried Sean Levy, who I was like, I was scared, even though I enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine today. But I'm like, Sean Levy still at the end of the day is not that type of guy.
Yeah, I think they're being like, I think directors don't want to be put in that box anymore, man. Especially when your product ain't selling, you know what I mean? Ain't hitting like you used to. So like, open it up. So they don't want to fall into that box, man.
But also, then we have lived through enough content for Marvel to kind of know their playbook. Like the directors are aware that they be going for people that don't really have a lot of big budget experience. You know
Literally, the guy directing the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, like they're like, yo, if they're coming after this, might be a red flag. This might mean I need to boss up in my career and make sure these niggas don't call me again. You know what I'm saying?
That's why the Nia DaCosta thing was like, she knew what she was getting into, but yet commentating on like how fucked it is, and I'm like, yeah, you're right to say like it's fucked up what they do. Or like I shot that movie, and they did all the post production without me, so I don't know what it looks like now. I know the movie what I shot looks like, but I don't know what the one that's gonna be released looks like.
Yeah, but then they let her get crucified by fans, like to take the hit for it. Like, nah,
like, not even like crucified. They threw her ass into the crowd, my nigga. They hit her with the Young Bucks super kick party. Now the joint after what's my man's Kevin Kelly was leaving Ring of Honor way back in the day. niggas was on their knees, so they were just going rapid fire super kicks into niggas' jaws and shit. Just going. Kevin Feige hit Nia DaCosta with more power bombs than Kevin Owens did Sami Zayn in the NXT Championship match, dog. Like,
facts.
That shit was crazy, man.
Absolutely, man.
So that's why they had to get these two guys who clearly aren't panning out as the big filmmakers they thought they would, because they can't even be small filmmakers, because they're like the Wachowskis, where to make a movie they like to even make a movie, we need 150 million, and that studio's like 150 to just make a movie. Like,
they were like, nigga, you made Community before you made the Avengers.
Yeah,
some shit like that. Like,
no, legit. Like you guys gave us Arrested Development. Like, you can't say yes to $20 million. Like,
not anymore, nigga.
Price of the brick going up, brother.
Not to mention,
but then when you see the brick, it's like you stepped on this and stepped like this isn't a brick at all. Like, what is this?
Like, I hate to say Ryan Reynolds was right about something, but y'all remember the line in Deadpool Wolverine? He was like, "Do you know what the fuck he was doing to the budget, nigga? That's what the Russo bro." They got Tom Holland, Chris Evans. They got The Rock. They got Pedro. But like, they got all types of stuff. You got all the big names doing some Community type shit. Of course, the budget's $100 million, and y'all got 30 minutes of a movie done. Like, come on, man.
And that's why Tom Holland's playing the smart game. Be like, would I do Spider-Man 4? I don't know yet.
Maybe. like brother. And then that
like, I'm gonna go show them. I'll go do a play, and they're like, oh shit, a play, like.
Then that opening week came back, and niggas was like, all right, we gotta get right.
I mean, his girl did the same thing. His girl was like, oh shit, I might have to go work with that crazy fucker again if my movies don't open. Her movie's open. She's like, listen up, bitch. Who's gonna pay me now? And they're like, oh shit, we gotta pay Zendaya because her movie's open.
Yeah.
Essentially, she doing this next season in Euphoria just for the love of the game.
Obviously,
she's doing it for the 10 million an episode. What she'll be doing it for if it happens. Yeah.
I'm not believing Euphoria's happening until I see a set picture, yo. I'm not believing that shit.
Let's say it now. Blade Euphoria season 3. Hang on. Blade Euphoria season 3. What's gonna happen first?
I would say Euphoria. I have no faith in Blade.
I put more money on Euphoria happening than Blade.
We got ourselves a race.
Once again, Blade is an NFT. Let me be Blade is not real. Blade does not exist.
It's a concept.
The Blade sequel y'all wanted, y'all got it in Deadpool versus Wolverine. That's the closest thing to a Blade movie you will ever get again.
And then them popping a shot. I'm sure Mahershala didn't appreciate that.
Mahershala somewhere in America throwing his koopy at the other side of the room.
He mad as hell, bro.
He's somewhere being like, "Oh, is that happening?" Like, he forgot he did the voiceover for Eternals. Like,
yeah.
Nigga, Kevin Feige forgot that shit too. Kevin Feige somewhere in America just turning his hat backwards, like Ash Ketchum, thinking he playing 4D chess.
Yeah.
Looking at all them leather jackets that he got in his closet.
Yeah.
Damn, what we do with Katana now, nigga?
But I just, we're in this place, and I was looking up footage. I mean, pics of like the old timelines they announced in 2019. Like, here's what's gonna happen. And I was like, yeah, do you remember? Yeah. I'm like, no, like that stuff happened a year and a half after it was supposed to happen because of pandemic and all that. But then also, I'm like, do you remember the Disney Plus Day thing when they're like, you're gonna get Armor Wars? I'm like, that's not happening. I'm like, and then I'm also like, did Ironheart just get filmed and get shelved and is like locked away in a fucking bunker?
They shot that a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
and we still haven't heard anything of it. It's probably not dropping until 2026.
Dog, and Shorty.
Which at that point, that girl is gonna look 8 years older. Dominique Thorne is not gonna look like a 17-year-old.
Dude, she moved to the other side of the world. She just moved to Thailand.
Yeah, bro. Good luck getting her for come back to do promo for that shit.
It's on her Instagram. She said, I'm moving to Thailand. She fucking got up and just moved.
That's
what Marvel do to people. It's like leaving Diddy. Everybody leave
Diddy. Hey, they bad boy records.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Now we're going down the dark hole. Now we're going down.
Hey, I can't say Koch because people get paid over at Disney, but they something like bad boy records, bro.
Yeah, why everybody turn religious after they leave Bad Boy? Same thing with Disney.
Well, see, Jeremy Renner can't, bro. He got knees like Terry Funk.
that was kind of his karma catching back up to him. So and that's it. We skipped over. Giancarlo Esposito's playing Sidewinder instead of who they thought he was going to play, which is like.
Bro.
It works though, because now they got to talk about the adamantium. So they just piecing up until they finally get the rights to put out a X-Men movie. It's like we got to do something in this movie to let y'all know the X-Men exists.
I would rather them just be like, yo, we gotta wait until this date to put this out. Don't expect nothing. Versus them like drip feeding shit.
But it's what y'all saying. Kevin Feige and Bob Iger, it's like, no, we just can't let y'all just rock out and wait. We got to get y'all something.
Yeah, extra spot on with that. It is like a quiet pissing contest between them because literally it was all good 5 years ago when like they had the biggest movie in the world, the biggest franchise out of all of them. And Bob Iger is going to ride off into his sunset. And Kevin Feige's like, now, since I don't have to deal with these fucking $100 million players, I'm going to have the keys to my own kingdom again.
Then what happened? Yo, it's been downhill ever since Mahershala put on that hat. It's been down.
Yeah, no, I think about that hat all the time. It's the craziest. No, literally, it's the craziest image to me because he literally put it on like he the number one pick, and I'm like
he the Yankees, like he joined the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm like, it just always stuck with me. It's like, and now we got Mahershala Ali after all these years of. I'm like, you didn't even tank to get this guy. Like,
how the hell did Mahershala Ali end up being the Michael McGillicuddy of the MCU, yo?
That's gonna be the title of my book one day.
It's insane how, and they're just like, no, it's not gonna happen. Like, imagine if he had said that last night. And by the way, Blade's not gonna happen. Hey, good night, everyone. Like,
they snuck in the
we ain't got to talk about it no more.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, everyone would have been. You could have done that. You could have snuck that in. Everyone would have been so focused. Like, it was, Blade. We got Robert Downey Jr. back. Who gives a fuck about Blade? Like that wasn't happening anyway.
What the problem is, and everybody here can attest to it, and everybody that's listening, they keep making us talk about it because they keep talking about it. If they just not talk about it, we'll forget it. They be like, "Hey, listen, we got a new script. We got a new script, y'all. Hey, look, we got a new director.
We working on it.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Lakers since they won the bubble title. Like, hey, we got a coach.
Hey,
we got a coach.
Let me be very.
We got a coach.
Mahershala Ali's Blade has had more scripts than the Dark Knight franchise at this point, yo.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Absolutely, it's ridiculous.
It's gonna take place in the 1800s in London. I'm like, I don't think that should happen with a black
bro.
man.
How they let Michael B. Jordan make that Blade movie?
That was the craziest thing when Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan said, "Fuck him, we'll go do our own." And I'm like, this sounds a lot like Blade. Why are y'all doing this? Like,
he got the little haircut too. I started thinking like,
and he's literally killing vampires. I'm like, it's like how does anyone remember when that movie Life? The 2017 version of Ryan Reynolds, speaking of Ryan Reynolds, the one with Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal came out, and it was like, is this a Venom prequel? Because they used stock footage from Spider-Man 3, and it was kind of about like a symbiote type alien, and people were like, is this Sony really going like 4D chess with it? And then Venom opens with a fucking spaceship flying out of the air, and I'm like, they totally could have shoehorned this movie in.
It's like Euphoria. Is this fucking play about us?
Basically, yeah.
That shit's crazy, man. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't get where they trying to go with this shit for real. To be honest with you, like their vision is just throwing me off.
I think it seems
like they ain't got one. Like, it seems like whatever vision they have, there's so many holes been poked in it now. They're just trying to hold that shit on. Basically get through these next two movies, and we'll figure some shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we're being honest, I'll be honest. When they talk about like, oh, Marvel had all these misses, I'm like, there's truly like one horrible TV show, Secret Invasion. Like, to call that a
they
TV
dropped the
show
ball with that. They dropped the ball with Invasion.
All the rest of like were at least enjoyable up at times. Like Moon Knight had huge ups and huge downs. That was something like
Moon Knight started with a very big down. Let me be very clear about that.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but then it ended like, oh, like when they like get to investigating the pyramid and all that shit, I'm like, like this is what the show should have been.
Yeah,
but then you got a movie. But then you got a movie at that point. I enjoyed She-Hulk for what it was. I watched it like a year after air, but I enjoyed it for like it wasn't too serious, but then it also wasn't like impactful in the grand scheme.
It did not have it had a super large production budget, and we don't know where the hell that shit must have went to bribes and lobbying, my nigga. You know,
Megan Thee Stallion.
Exactly. It obviously ain't making it to the CGI budget.
And then the movies, it's like, yeah, like I mean, they were not as good as the previous ones. Black Widow, I think, was the weakest. Eternals, when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, because I didn't hate Eternals, but I'm like, I see what they were going for. They actually wanted to make like a real serious movie. It didn't work, but it had good action. It had good character beats at times. But Black Widow, from start to finish, is like, oh, when it started with that cover of Nirvana, I was like, get me the fuck out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. Yeah. I was like, this. No, that's one of the few times when a movie has started, and I'm like, oh, I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad.
The Rise of Skywalker was like that. When it started with the Sith GPS finder, I looked at my dad and I was like,
I ain't going front. I kind of felt like that about Deadpool at first. When a nigga start dancing, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little like
right,
when that was happening after. Go ahead, X.
Since we are officially talking about Deadpool, I just want to say this real quick. You can clearly tell this movie was made during a writers and an actors strike. Emphasis on writers, because I'm not even saying this to be funny. 85% of this script is Ryan Reynolds just hammering it the fuck up. Yo, just doing saying whatever the fuck comes to mind. You can literally tell that shit, right? Listen, the Deadpool movie, I'm not here for cinematic plot, but like, there's like 10% of the script that's Hugh Jackman, 5%, 3% that's Shannon Nova, and the last 4% is my nigga Tom from Succession doing all the exposition of the damn movie. That is it. That's the whole.
But you're still on Hugh Jackman short. The 10% of Hugh Jackman is fuckity fuck. Like that's the 10% of Hugh Jackman.
Shut up, Deadpool. Shut up.
Yo, Hugh Jackman's lines in this movie are some variation of "fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck the door you came in, fuck your boat, fuck the Deadpool mobile."
That nigga sound like Riley from the Boondocks.
Yo, dead ass, yo, like
yeah. And I was like, is that why you wanted to do this movie? Besides another house? Besides a divorce?
The parts where he actually like gets to act though, he does well. Like the camp.
No, that's it. When he has that speech to him, where he's like, let me tell you why you're so worthless. I was like, holy fuck. He showed up to set that day. He was like, what, no words now?
He said, no, today we're going to work. I don't know.
Yeah. And then when he's like, I'm going to fight you. You're going to what? And he just, like, it had its moments, but I agree that, I love Bye Bye, like one of my favorite music videos of all time. But when the credits is just like him dancing and then like it cuts to him, I'm like, oh God, I can see why people are like, this is an abomination to cinema. But then I'm also like, well, it's a Deadpool movie. We bought the ticket, we take the ride.
Yeah.
Pause.
That's how I kind of felt. Like, even like when it came on and I see like Kevin Feige production, I said, what are we doing, G?
That was great because I was like, his ego was like
putting himself over.
He's like, I'm the man in charge. I made this happen. Don't forget. Because he only does that a few times.
Hey, I started saying that shit as a joke years ago, and now look, it's being put in the MCU movie. This shit crazy, ain't it?
That was one of the few times where it slapped you in the face of like Kevin Feige produced this one,
That's
and then I had
Dwayne type shit,
and he had to do the Lauren Schuler Donner. He had to give her props. And I'm like, listen, that woman let Simon Kinberg and Bryan Singer piss all over the work that Matthew Vaughn was doing.
Yeah,
fuck Lauren Schuler Donner. All right.
Yeah,
she made one good X-Men movie, and then she let those lunatics ruin the rest of it.
Yeah, just do whatever. But nah, man, I thought Deadpool Wolverine was cool. It was a good movie. Like, it was entertaining as fuck. I'll give it that. You know.
Yeah, the last thing you can say is it's boring or not funny. Like it can beat you over the Deadpool jokes at times, but at the end of the day, it's like these are some really fucking jokes. These are some real clever jokes if you get what they're going at.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. This movie, after the first 30 minutes, felt like sexual harassment. I'm gonna keep it 100% real with y'all, man.
Yeah, it was a little too horny, but it just felt like an extra long SNL, parody. You know,
the script really sounded like
right.
no one told Ryan Reynolds no during any point of any of the production process. At no point in the production process, everyone was like, Ryan, maybe you shouldn't say that live. Maybe especially like the woke mob line. I'm gonna put some emphasis on that for a second. there should have been someone in the room to be like, Ryan, I'm not sure that's a good one, bro. I don't think that's hot in these streets, man. Or with Wesley Snipes saying the wild R slur, which I'm really
that was all Wesley. I know.
I'm really not cool with that being his very first line in the movie, dog. Like no one in the room was like, maybe we shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
They wasn't trying to get Blade 3. You know, when he wouldn't open his eyes, they ain't want that to happen again.
But no, it is, man, because I got the same thing. I'm like, this would be like the SNL sketch of all sketches. Like, that's what it is. For like every 15 minutes, it kind of reverts back to that. I'm like, especially the first time you're in there with Cassandra Cain and like all the stuff with Johnny Storm. I'm like,
Cassandra Nova. I just want to throw that out.
I'm sorry, Cassandra Cain's from Birds of Prey, right? Yeah.
Cassandra Cain throws up a whole different set, which she is not.
My apologies.
Good.
I was like, oh, okay. We're really leaning into like we got Chris Evans here for a day. It was cool when it was like the big surprise that he thought it was going to be Cap, and when he was Johnny Storm and he's let down. I'm like,
yeah, they worked me because I'm like, why Cat nigga, Cat back?
Well, I was just shocked he was there. I'm just amazed, Mr. You know, hey, you know they can't get me to do that anymore. Come on,
we're moving on. Yeah,
you know, closure. It's important to have closure. Meanwhile, this guy made fucking Ghosted and a movie on Netflix which no one watched. I'm not talking about The Gray Man. I'm talking about the movie he made with Emily Blunt about the painkiller industry.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. But the Ryan Reynolds thing, and this has always been Banks' issue of him, too over the top, too try-hardy, and he wants you to know it, and he'll shove it in your face, like you're saying, X. Like it's almost to the point of like, hey, can someone say, not this time, not right now? And that's why he got the writing credit on the second one. It's why he gets the writing credit on this one. And Sean Levy got
there. I know other writers on staff. Let's be very clear during the time.
During the time,
Paul Reese and Wet Wernick, unless I confuse them like I do Lord and Miller with the first name and the last name. But Wernick and Reese, I bet they did.
Yeah.
I bet they did the template for the script and then we're gone.
Yeah,
you can tell.
Even if you think about the plot is like super thin. So it's like it's basically Cook's movie, right? This is co-cook, bro.
Well, the movie's just, what if we got these two guys together and all they did fight and swear at each other for 85% of it. And then, like I said, Matthew McFadden shows up. It's like, I'm going to tell you what's been going on. And the rest of it is just randomness, cameo. Like, the stuff with Peter is kind of okay. Shout out to Rob Delaney, get them checks. But, like, it's...
I'm not even mad at Peter shit because, like, Peter's just there. But like, this is why I'm talking about the script, right? This movie goes to great lengths to be like, yo, we're finally giving proper respect and due to Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. We respect the movie Logan, man. We respect this man playing Wolverine, man. He finally, look at his costume. He finally got his damn costume. And then X-23 shows up and she's wearing a goddamn Gap outfit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Hot Topic t-shirt.
Yo, she's out here in regular. She's out here in Mick Foley clothes, dog. Like,
just like Mankind is crazy.
Yo,
but hey, my guy, Tatum, he got the full headgear.
They went to great lengths to be like, nigga, we love Logan. We respect Logan here at the House of Mouse. And then you had the other big star of Logan out here looking like she had to get her shit from the premiere at the thrift shop. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all out here treating her like Honey Badger when she's Wolverine? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing out here with that? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but what he was saying about my boy Gambit.
Listen, Channing
had that
Tatum,
shit in his closet. He was ready.
My guy wanted to make this movie. Again, speaking of old Comic Cons, remember when the Fox presentation, they're like, look what our next dynasty is going to be. These young actors that we're going to piss on. Channing Tatum, who we're just going to not give a fuck about. Yeah. And then the retreads, like I said. But Channing Tatum, he wanted to make this movie. Yeah. Man went through a bad divorce, and his woman's still trying to take his money, but he recovered Zoe Kravitz, so we don't got to worry about him too much.
Yeah. Anti-vax queen.
But he gets to put on the wig, he gets to put on the headgear and be like, oh, and that was great. It's like, I'm formidable. They come with
He couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to do that shit, bro.
Yo, I appreciate the moments he would go from heavy, thick, like Cajun accent, then back to regular ass English in the next line.
My daddy's
nigga sound like Zatarans.
Here in New Orleans.
Nigga sounded like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah.
Me do for more. Let's go.
At some point,
that's why
that's why the line was like, "Who is your dialect coach?" was so great because he literally was like, "I throw the cuts go boom."
He was speaking French the way Mbappe spoke English, nigga.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Oh my, Mbappe's gambit would have been amazing. He just runs out. But no, I'm glad he got his time in the sun because he wanted to make that Gambit movie. Yeah, even though that would have been cursed because Doug Liman was going to be the director, and all his projects. You want to talk about post production and self sabotage? Doug Liman's like, I made a movie, now let me fuck it up. Okay, like
we chop it to shit.
But that was my highlight of the movie, was him finally getting his chance and seeing again a guy who just throws playing cards. No offense to Taylor Kish, but that again, X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's the ultimate, like, what if we try this new? That's the what it makes you think like, oh, here's what happens when you let idiots try to do this. That's what X-Men Origins Wolverine was, and then Deadpool's like, what if we let the people who know shit do that?
Yeah.
Like get all the cameos, get this, like, what's it like to be, even though every Logan story is people die, I still live. That was heavy. But I'm like, that is his fucking story. Like, we all know this by now. It's every
Wolverine story.
Yeah.
Wolverine is basically like Dario with knives on his arm.
So for like the story, like why he's the worst Wolverine, I'm like, well, that's not a good enough reason. Like, what if he had killed the X-Men instead? Like, and that would have made much more sense.
So, like, I really hate that, like, the whole basically first act of the movie is like, this is not the same Logan from we swear on everything we love that this is not the same Logan as from Logan, right? And then the third act they reveal it's basically the same exact Logan from Logan. The only thing that's different is the nigga didn't die in Logan. That is literally the only difference here.
Yeah,
that's why I hate this timeline stuff, because what Earth was this again?
Earth 10,005.
Yeah, 10,005. Yeah, and that's when, as soon as that happened, I was like, oh fuck, my head hurts already. Like, none of this is gonna matter. Like, that was my big thing at the end. I'm like, so this won't even.
Imagine the Secret Wars where they just like putting that underneath characters' names, like the Earth they're from, like, you know.
Anytime I've seen images like that, that's where I'm like, see, this is why I'm glad I didn't get so hard into comics, because I'd been like, memorizing baseball stats was fucking hard. Now I got to memorize this. Like, you mean I got to know War fucking Earth 818? Like, what do you say, Banks?
If you can remember baseball stats, you can remember comics, because baseball stats, that's like the OG analytics.
Well, that's why it's worse now, because it's like, remember those old set of analytics? Those don't even matter. These new sets of analytics. Yeah. I'm like, it's like, just play the fucking game. No, War was the one that was like, War was the one that should have mattered. Now it's like, you got to factor in on base with 2 strikes, 1 ball, and you have 1 runner on third. What are you going to do? Swing, because it's the only thing you can do?
Yeah, bro. Like, all I need to know is batting average. Give me batting average, and we'll start from there.
Yeah. I did like the Happy Hogan scene. That was funny, because it did really play into like, oh, here's what it's like if this guy actually would have tried out for the Avengers. They would have been like, you're the worst fit for us.
Yeah.
We're about culture here, and again, heat culture. We're about heat culture here. You're not culture.
We like American sanctioned war criminals, not Canadian ones, bro.
Yeah.
Canadian jokes was funny, though. I can't lie.
Yeah, you're the worst thing that come out of can.
Which that is horrible disrespect to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but I digress.
We can go. But no, overall, I enjoyed it, and it was just the thing of like, to bring up what you were saying, like, is it going to get better? I don't know if things get better, because every movie was up and down until this, and I'm like, is this still a home run? Because my thing is like, this is something that's part of the problem and part of the solution. in both a creative sense and a business sense. I'm like, and that's why the Robert Downey Jr. thing happening the same night. I mean, happening last night, and I see it this morning. I'm like, we are fucked because they don't know what to do creatively because they're scared to take chances, and then we're fucked because this is going to make so much fucking money, and Robert Downey Jr. coming back is going to make so much fucking money.
No consequences commercially, so
it's literally what this year's WrestleMania. Like those that rock match was not good. It made fucking money. Don't. We're not having a whole nother
tag match. Is that what we talking about? The tag match. Yeah. Hey, listen, man. The tag match. Hey, that's wrestling cinema, bro.
The ending was fire, but like everything else, I was like, I don't know.
When my nigga looked at the reference and say, "Finish that count, you fire, bitch." I was like, "Hey, man, Dwayne might be cooking. We might gotta let him cook." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
And that's the Henry Cavill thing was a real shock to me. To go like
So did that get any reaction in you guys theaters? Like for me, it got nothing in mind. Like I don't think people knew who it was.
I think because we were all like, is this what they do?
Yeah.
So like my theater wasn't packed, so like I can't say like I got the peak release weekend experience type shit.
Right.
But like I heard collective confusion when every time the scene playing, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's like, damn near, I think I heard somebody be like, who the fuck is Henry Cavill, my guy? Like,
maybe that's what it was. They just see him with Superman too much to know like this is what he looks like in a different getup.
Yeah.
Like this is what he looks like with facial hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On the weekend, type shit.
No, I don't think it had that much of a reaction because the stuff that got laughs. And I think it was just kind of like a not silence, but I think people were just kind of like, oh, even though like he's saying like it's Henry Cavill, but to me, I'm like, wow, they really did it. And again, I'm like the John Krasinski thing, like Banks said earlier, like where do we go from here now?
Yeah,
it's just completely ruined. But again, it's not completely ruined because Robert Downey Jr. said, "Give me the other Iron Mask, I'll put it on."
Yeah, I will say I want to give him some props for the nods to different X-Men comics, like the X for Extinction shit was cool.
Yeah, all the small Wolverine cameos was mad cool.
The short ass Wolverine was brilliant because I'm like, wow, the comics accurate. Like, here's what he would actually be like.
Tiny, bro.
Like, no, we're not taking you.
You like Earl
got no pop in my theater is fucking hilarious because that's kind of like his career right now.
Essentially,
he gave up The Witcher for Superman, and then Warner said, "We're gonna pick a new guy now." And he's
he gave up following Dwayne though. Dwayne
gave up The Witcher because he was about to be fired. Let's be clear about that shit.
Oh, so that show shouldn't be going on, but Netflix doesn't know what to cancel and what not to.
Yeah,
because I doubt that does numbers for them.
Yeah, beyond the first season, maybe. I don't.
They were keeping that show just to keep him.
Yeah, essentially.
Because that's why they put him in those Sherlock Holmes, those Enola Holmes movies as Sherlock Holmes. Because the Netflix, again, 360 deal. You do a project for us, you do 3 more projects for us. That old Hollywood system.
Yeah.
Yeah, they try to do that with Jamie Foxx, but that ain't gonna happen.
They did it with Jamie Foxx. He has that.
He was in a bunch. Yeah, he was in a bunch of
Netflix. That Cameron Diaz movie's the last one.
I doubt that. He'll have another.
Might be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't he owe them 2 more movies besides that one?
Everyone owes them 2 more movies. Who doesn't?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. Because he was in. Yeah, Jamie Foxx been in a few Netflix joints. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, the vampire one. He had The Show.
I forgot about that shit. I saw it when it first came out, and never again. That shit was deleted from my mind.
But was there anything in this movie that you just completely like, fuck this? Why even do this?
Deadpool 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's not even a popular thing in the comics. Like it's just something that happens, but it's like nobody refers to them. Any of the other ones, really.
I feel like the Deadpool core to me feels like they were like, all right, bro, we don't got no actors on set. How the fuck we gonna do this scene? And Ryan Reynolds was like, let me call all the homies and get them fitted for Deadpool suits and we could just make the
But
scene, make the
I don't
movie
even
still
think
happen.
I don't even think that happened. I think they had extras put them on, and they just like, yo,
Yeah,
voice this
no,
over
this is 100. Like
from
that's
the
not Blake
house.
Lively.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not any. It's just extras.
'Cause I feel
That's
like they would
probably
have
the
showed them
crew.
too if they had them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the stuff with the dog and the handsome Deadpool did annoy me after like the second time because I'm like, okay, this is
It felt redundant at a certain point.
it worked the first time really well because it led up to the Honda Odyssey, which was a
Great
good
commercial. Great commercial for that.
it was a good play on what happens in
egregious
the
ad placement, yo. Egregious ad placement.
But when he shows back up again and he's just the handsome useless Deadpool and the dog is just again Ryan Reynolds leaning to that. See, I love cute animals, aren't I the greatest? It's like, come on,
Don't you
bro,
love
settle
me?
down, settle down. Again, it's the my Taylor Swift's my god, the godparent to my daughters. Get it? Like, all right, settle the fuck down.
Then they put didn't they play her music in it? Like one of her songs is in the movie, or am I bugging?
I think when they play Jay-Z, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Nah,
Like,
listen.
What did they play?
Bring them out. I gotta say, there's very few things to get me to fall in love with a movie. And one of the things is play a hard T.I. song in the middle of it, right? You played one of the greatest T.I. songs ever, and you still couldn't get me hyped for this shit. That's how this movie was.
They're gonna play Bring Them Out. That's who's the
They played Bring Them Out as they were storming the compound at the end of the second act. They sure did.
they
But
play.
Wesley can't get out the window with the rocket launcher.
Yeah. What else do they have? They had the Goo Goo Dolls, which was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I enjoyed that.
They had the Like a Prayer was in the trailer, but yeah, the music drops worked at times because that's always been the like again like the X gonna give it to you in the first one. The dubstep part in the second one, he's like, I hate dubstep. Oh, I love dubstep, and then it starts playing loud as fuck in the prison fight.
Damn, remember dubstep? That was a time.
But the Deadpool core stuff, it was cool as a visual just to see them fight Deadpool and their version of the old boy fight scene of like just the steady, fight against like an old arcade video game.
Mm-hmm.
Even
like
though it does, even though it does cut to Blind Al as a break because it's like again, Sean Levy's not that guy to carry a winner all the way through. And for the Deadpools just get all the way back up. I'm like, that was clever, but I would agree with y'all. Like that was probably one of the worst things about it. But other than that, I wasn't like, I think I was nervous going in. I'm like, oh, is this really going to be annoying? Because I love the second Deadpool a lot.
I think Josh Brolin added a lot to that cast.
David Leitch's direction added a lot. Even though Zazie Beetz does nothing except for the one great set piece when you see in action.
The best thing about that movie, brother. That's all I want to bring up.
Yeah, but then her character's like, oh, hey, I used to grow up here too. It's like that's all her character has to say is like she grew up in the same shitty place.
What's the issue?
Zazie was just there to be Zazie Beetz.
Yeah. And it did have the awesome X-Force, like they all die.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
Ted Cruz got barbecue, didn't he?
He used to that.
But yeah, you're right, man. Like Josh Brolin, which is why, like Josh Brolin, can you even get Josh Brolin back at this point to be Cable for a quick nod or no?
That would have been cool. Yeah, he'll probably be in Secret Wars. Halle, all the X-Men will probably be in Secret Wars, all the old ones at least.
Oh yeah, they got to do that because it's like now we got the rights. Well, they got the rights, but it's like now we could put them in movies.
Yeah, because I heard they was trying to get Halle to do this, and then it just didn't work out.
She's too busy on Twitter, always showing us how good she looks. Like,
eating grapes and shit.
Yeah,
but ass naked.
Always like all Halle. She has a Netflix movie coming out. I get her second or third. Netflix.
Is it something about the kids getting stolen? Because that's her bag.
I think that movie's going to theaters. This movie is her and Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
She's a spy who trains Mark Wahlberg to be a spy, but they used to be high school sweethearts.
Yo, what's up with Netflix and spy movies? Like these romance movies about being a spy, Mr. and Mrs. Smith ass movies.
They follow the algorithm.
Yeah, that's what the people like.
Whose algorithm?
The sacred timeline, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
The sacred timeline.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Air Force One timeline. Cool.
It's funny they give Pyro Aaron Stanford a credit, but I'm like, bro, I didn't do shit except have a firefight briefly with Johnny Storm, and he's supposed to play into the plot. That's the part where you're actually talking about what happens to the plot of this movie. Like he's supposed to be a mole and like work against her, but the whole time, like that was the stuff that was undercooked. Everything involving her was like, yeah, let's not. We know we know the movie you came to see. You don't want to see villains because our villain's not that compelling, even though her powers are cool.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I actually liked her in the first 2 acts of the movie. I thought
her
like
performance is great, but the movie's like, we don't want to see. We want to see these two guys.
I think like everything after the speech Wolverine gives in the second act, where he's like, you know what I'm saying, when I'm an X-Man, when we wear this shit, we save people type shit. Mind you just slaughtered 1,000 niggas, but besides the point.
Well, like, that's how a movie should end at that moment. But then it's like, what if we had this another act?
They acknowledge how long the movie is. How long?
Yeah.
So like in that part, like if Cassandra Nova never appeared after that part, I think that would have been a good thing. And then like you just get Tom from Succession being the villain for the rest of the movie. But now she had to come back and be like, no, I'm going to blow up the entire multiverse, my guy. Like,
yeah, they could have just hopped through the portal.
Yeah, she was at least cool.
Punched him like a Batman 66, like pow, we saved the world and shut down the machine.
Yeah, or she came back to help them type shit. It would have been cool too. Like, you know.
Like she was really cool. She was relatively cool, unique. Like we ain't never seen no powers like her before. And like them, I hate to say this with no context, but them fingering seems crazy, yo.
It's terrifying, especially when it's on Matthew McFadden.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. But like then you made her generic villain at the end, and like it took away kind of all the power from the first 2 acts that she had previously built up. And also now she's dead. So like, what happened to all the villains you need for the X-Men that are coming up? You know what I'm saying?
You can't use Cassandra. You probably won't be able to use her again.
Yeah.
Who is she related to again?
Professor X.
It's David.
Okay.
This is twin.
Twin in them. So does this movie actually hint that he's obviously he's probably gonna be in Secret Wars, but do they elaborate or talk about anything relating to the Secret Wars, or it's just like, hey, we had a blast, movie ends, and I'm still got a crush on Wolverine?
We had a blast, but then also he's like, oh, am I ever going to see you again? And Wolverine's like, no. But
even that was dumb. It's like, oh, he's going to go off and be, Ronan Logan again. But he's like, you have a family now, damn it.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, what do you... So he can just take that Wolverine's place?
Yeah.
Yo,
all timeline stuff just pisses me off because when they try to explain it at Endgame, I'm like, how does he still show up as an old man at the end of the day? Like,
but also like something I just realized, we never got the moment of, I'm the best there is and the best I do, the best thing I do is not very nice line. Like that's how I feel about the writing in this movie. How y'all Euro step over the one iconic Wolverine catchphrase? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The
F-bombs for him to say. That's
you had to say fuck 5,000 more times, brother.
All right, so I'm gonna probably watch the movie tomorrow, but I'm gonna ask just for everybody else that hasn't watched the movie. So did they talk about Stryker and Weapon X? Obviously, right?
No. None of
that. It's not trying to be like.
If I'm taking crazy pills, essentially that's how they get cool, or not cool, but they start beefing because they part of Weapon X, right?
Yeah, they don't even mention that, bro.
The Weapon X is not yet a single mention in this whole movie. I'm not bullshitting you.
I'm be honest with you, it's not really about Wolverine. Like, much as they try to use him, it's not really.
It's about Ryan Reynolds loving Wolverine. That's what it's about.
Yeah, his love for Hugh Jackman, essentially.
Because at some point, it's not even Hugh Jackman. So they're just like because he says like, "I need you." He's constantly, which is a smart thing to say because it's like I'm saying we for everyone like. Don't get this craving for Deadpool if he's not in X-Men Origins Wolverine, because in 5 minutes of scenes, everyone's like, we want the Deadpool movie. We want the Deadpool movie. And it's all because of Wolverine's. And Ryan Reynolds is basically saying like, I have a career again because of the Wolverine character.
Yeah.
And leaking footage, but still. But because they were never going to, he said it, which is why it was stupid when they were like asking him that again. It's like, he said it years ago, like that's the reason. He just couldn't fully own it because the rights or whatever. Yeah. But this movie is basically his homage to the character Wolverine, and granted Hugh Jackman gets played, and again that's the thing online they play into a lot of them being buddy and and lovey-dovey and all that, but the character is why we care about Deadpool, which is all the homages in the previous 2 films where he's like, that fucking Wolverine, he has to go and die. How do I follow that?
Yeah.
Which is true. Like the Fox's solution to Logan was, what if we had Deadpool fight Cable? Does that make sense? Nope. But we need something big and we need something cool to work.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they threw in the Juggernaut for shits and giggles in the same movie, and I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, we got that cool Juggernaut Colossus fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds playing the Juggernaut. What do you say?
Sabretooth is in this one, right?
And I'm glad they got him out the paint.
Man.
ASAP. That was
I'm not bullshitting for all of
Job
40
down,
seconds.
Yeah, he got
no
jobbed
offense to
out.
Tyler Mane, but I don't want to see that Sabretooth.
It was like Kofi versus Brock levels of jobbing.
No, it was. It was. That's a perfect comp to it, because that's what it was. Him getting him psyched for the fight lasted longer.
Yeah.
All right, so in conclusion, what this movie is just Ryan Reynolds stroking himself.
Yeah, but that's all Deadpool moves though.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, why is everyone acting too? Again, it's, even though I'm shitting on Sean Levy in this, I'm like, it's still well made for the opening scene and the last scene.
I'm not sure about that shit.
I think it's enjoyable. It's an enjoyable movie.
No, the big raid at the end when all the superheroes have their moment, like X-23 has her moment, Elektra, like that's kind of like chopped in, Paul Greengrassy with the quick cuts and the explosions everywhere, little Michael Bay-esque, but like everything kind of before that is well choreographed and shot. Like both Wolverine Deadpool fights, the one in the void and the one in the car, are well made and choreographed and executed.
I didn't think we would get a full fight scene with all the other guys. I thought it was gonna be like a quick little.
That's why I was scared when they showed up. I'm like, oh, are they gonna kill them too right away? Like, but no, they got. That's what I'm saying. Channing Tatum got his chance to shine. He got his redemption in X-23. It's like, again, this is an untapped resource. I haven't watched The Acolyte, but like Daphne King, like we have a star in the making here. If you lean into that more,
yeah. She's good, man.
Also, I want to throw this out there real quick for everybody listening. She is 19. She was born in 2005. I do not want to see you niggas being horny on the timeline about her. All right, man, cut that shit out.
You see, it doesn't work, right? You're talking about the internet, sir. The internet was made for weirdos like that.
Listen, we are not disrespecting John Cena's internet like that, man. Stop being horny about teenagers on the internet, yo. Cut that shit out.
I don't know how. Be honest, I don't know how niggas get into horny mode after seeing her. I still see her as the little kid that was in.
I said this on one of the last episodes I had watched because I was watching old Eddie Murphy trailers, and one had Yara Shahidi. I'm like, oh my god, this cute little girl went on to be the girl in Blackish, who's the girl in the Gap commercials. It's Yara Shahidi. It's like.
It's crazy, man. I don't know. I still see her as a little kid. Like she just got taller, but she got the same face and everything.
Well, that's what it was. I'm like, oh, she's just not tiny. But it's still funny when she jumps on Juggernaut and tries to do the stabby, rear naked choke. Like,
I will say though, her like fight noises were hilarious, bro. Like her noises. Yeah, like the fuck. But yeah, it was cool.
So,
man.
But we lose Kang Dynasty, which. I mean, the ending of Quantumania is probably one of the best teasers of all time because it's literally a movie we're never going to get. And I think that's kind of like the Deadpool core, I think kind of makes up for that. Like them fighting a bunch of one person, but variants, obviously. So I wonder if that was kind of why they snuck in Deadpool core like that, because they had this great idea of like, wait until the group of Avengers fight Jonathan Majors, but 80 different looking Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, because what I always heard the plan was that they were gonna have like the Fantastic Four movie was gonna fight a different version of Kang. It's like every movie leading up to it was gonna be a different version of Kang as the villain until we get
which
Kang
would make
Prime.
sense.
Yeah.
And now that idea is scrapped. So Kang Dynasty becomes Doomsday, and Doomsday, it's just even too hard to speculate what that can even allude to at this point, right?
Yeah, it can be anything. I think it's gonna be more so a Doom origin. I feel like he's gonna be the star of it, kind of like how Thanos was the star of Infinity War. Like the movie's about Thanos, essentially.
Or like, I was the star of every movie he was in.
Yeah, essentially.
Civil War. Remember my parents?
Oh yeah, gotta be about Tony Stark, man. Marvel Jesus.
Yeah, that the Marvel Jesus stuff that was one of the things I got beaten over the head a little bit too, but it was clever the first time, but yeah.
Yeah, they kind of ran into the ground though, but we'll see, man. I don't know.
And then Secret Wars and everything that's coming out in between. Then again, Armor Wars is still, who knows.
I feel like I'm the only person excited about Armor Wars. I feel like it's just me. Like I'm fighting out here.
It's definitely just you, dog.
It has to be.
I don't think Don Cheadle thinks Armor Wars is happening anymore, dog.
Yeah, as I say, after what he had to do in Secret Invasion, Don Cheadle's
like, talk about getting jobbed out, brother.
Yeah, he's like, can I just stay home? Can you just, not call again, maybe?
So Kobe.
I mean, they didn't even pay off the Thor thing. I thought when they were kept hinting at like Thor, I'm like, oh, is Chris Hemsworth gonna fucking show up and be Thor for 10 seconds? Because that's the last fucker cool. I want to see.
Well, I thought that would have been cool cameo. It would have made the most sense, to be honest with you.
Well, that's why it would make sense as a payoff. Like, even if he showed up at the apartment at the end of like, I heard there was a party here or some bullshit like that, but like nothing. It's just they don't allude to why Thor's cradling him in the Loki spot in the Loki role.
Knowing them, they'll probably pay that off in Secret Wars.
Yeah, which I'm like, fuck.
Which is gonna take me out of the movie a little bit. I already know.
But everything's been in our history of the MCU's paying off moments like that. The Tesseract and Captain America and Thor, and then it being the focal point of Avengers, and it being like, well, it's gonna serve a bigger purpose later on. But the Shang-Chi sequel, what's gonna be the big plot point of that? Really? Yeah.
You was about something that's never happening. Shang-Chi too, brother.
Which sucks because I really like the first one.
I thought the first Shang-Chi was
Aquafina aside, I really like it.
It was good until the CGI fight at the end.
I still think the CGI fight's good.
When he was fighting Shenron.
When it's a giant dragon fight, it gave me hope of like, oh, this is what a live action Yu-Gi-Oh movie could look like.
When that shit turned into Godzilla versus Kong, the shit was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah. But the Blade movie DOA, Fantastic Four. I guess like we were alluding to earlier in the episode, but Van, you didn't get to speak on it because you weren't here yet. But are you interested in the '60s setting and the Galactus?
I like that it's the futuristic '60s. Like it kind of looks like Fallout. It kind of looks like But yeah, no, I love the tone of it.
It's like Batman the Animated Series. It's that time period.
The Jetsons, yeah.
We said it was New York before crack hit.
You said that. Don't put that on us.
It was New York before COVID and Eric Adams.
Oh, okay. Talk about Victor Von Doom.
Yeah. Real kingpin. But
nah. Giuliani, bro.
Oh yeah, we're getting the because I was just reading the Daredevil show, which again talk about reshoots. They're like, this isn't the show we wanted
right now at this very moment.
That might be the show that actually benefit from like shooting it over again. Like I feel like they added all the shit we wanted after the fact.
To be fair, we got a trailer to really compare shit. So
when the reports are like they made, Law and Order the Daredevil version. Like, why would you? Of course, they're like, go get fucking John Bernthal. He's got nothing better to do.
Yeah, bring back Foggy, bring back Karen Page, like all the shit niggas wanted. Yeah.
No, John Bernthal too busy trying to be David Goggins with all them damn inspiration.
John Bernthal,
brother, he's white Umar, bro.
He should be the biggest movie star. This guy's handsome. He's talented. He shows up on The Bear one episode of the season, fucking cooks like no one ever cooks before. And then he's like, I'm going to be a podcaster and tell you why I don't take naps. Like, that's the only clip I saw was like, he's like, I don't take naps. Naps are stupid to me. I'm like,
the only thing that hurts him is he's trying to be too like white brother man. Now I feel like, Neil
Patrick Harris and Undercover Brother.
As someone who tries to avoid that on the daily, I see that like hey, at the end of the day, we're still white guys. We can cool it, all right? Because he's also a pro. What?
He's like a white guy. I love jazz music. I love hip hop. Like, yo, we're like, come on.
Remember the Beastie Boys? That was fire, brother. That was fire.
Like,
John
bro,
Bernthal is the founder of Twitch at DreamCon right now, dog. Just pouring nigga shots in the crowd. You feel me?
Yeah, like I enjoy John Bernthal. I think his podcast is actually really good, but like I feel like he can't do too much.
He tried to flex by bringing Kurt Angle on. All right, dog, we get it.
Yeah,
we respect the lineage. In the words of Club 520.
Yeah, I like he has like I said on the podcast, like he had an episode where he had like Shia LaBeouf on, and he's just like cooking Shia.
Yeah,
LaBeouf
I saw the clip of that where he was making fun of Shia LaBeouf for being like too into it. I'm like, well, this is the last person you need to talk to about anything in fucking life. This was the guy's like, I'm gonna make a movie about my life story, but it's nothing that happened in my life.
But he was cooking them
after that. He went straight to Christ after that. So yeah, he was like, shit. Let me go ahead and get it with Jesus. See what he talking about.
Yeah,
Shia LaBeouf remains one of the greatest actors of our time because he plays any role.
Yeah, bro, a little too much, a little too well sometimes.
Yeah, when he played a Mexican, I was like, you did your research.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, he got the full body.
He played Vatos Logos Forever, and then he's in the Francis Ford Coppola Megalopolis as a crossdresser.
Yeah, when I see Shia LaBeouf on some UGD, when he got in that UGD bag, I was like, all right, man.
He telling me, folks, what the fuck?
Hey, bro, shit is crazy.
But I mean, the MCU's in a place where. Do you think it's better off now than it was 2 years ago?
Hell no. No, sorry.
I think they didn't have done a lateral move like a motherfucker because like ain't nothing really happened in the last 2 years. Like,
so my philosophy of they were scared to trust of the new. Would you rather them go full new what they had planned, like Kevin Feige's way, like we're gonna go new, we're not gonna rely on the past.
I think
would you have wanted to see that plan follow through?
I think the future of the MCU is in Bob Iger's hands. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think there's a good chance. I'm not saying like 40%. I ain't saying something crazy, but I'm saying I don't think it's no longer outside the realm of possibility for us to get the notification of Kevin Feige is no longer with Disney. That's us.
But then there's a flip side of that. Kathleen Kennedy still has her job, and she runs shit worse than James Dolan.
Yeah, and she gave that shit to Dave Filoni now.
Yeah. Now they eating. You see how they getting checks now.
Star Wars hot again, ain't it?
Well, until it's in theaters. That's the big test. When how the Mandalorian performs in theaters, we'll know for sure. Which is why Kathleen Kennedy still has her job, even though you're right saying that Dave Filoni's the offensive coordinator who does all the work. But yeah, I think. But if Kevin Feige goes, you can't be like. Because Victoria Alonso's gone, or do you just give it to Nate Moore and Louis D'Esposito and who else? Brad Winterbaum, who does the TV stuff, because he shows like they were showing like the TV stuff they couldn't handle because they're like a showrunner. Why would we use a showrunner? And then after like we should have gotten a showrunner. This makes a lot of sense. Like so, them lateraling the TV to help Disney Plus made sense because again you got a service, you need content. What makes sense for content? Oh, these side stories with characters we don't know. Banks time, we talked about this briefly. Like they got Agatha coming up. That's going to be fun for what it is. I'm not expecting more out of it. And I'm not going to be let down if it's disappointing because it's just like a side quest, like Werewolf by Night. It'll be, something cool to watch, but I know it doesn't play into the grander scheme of things.
Hey,
I think the strategy worked at first though, like the whole TV thing, because WandaVision when everybody was locked down, that was the show on TV. Period.
Yeah,
and it worked for
shows on TV at the time.
Yeah,
but it worked though. And everybody signed up for Disney Plus, and then like I think Falcon and Winter Soldier got good reactions, and they got a few shows I think did well, but like it just fell off a cliff, brother. It just
What hurt it was. Clearly, some shows should have been movies like Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like that should have been a movie. And the shows that were shows worked really well. Like WandaVision, both seasons of Loki worked well as shows. Like if that had been a Loki movie, I don't think it would have been as entertaining or coherent. But it worked perfectly as a TV show. Moon Knight should have been a movie after the third episode, like we just started. But to the point where we are now, where Daredevil and I haven't watched Echo yet. But what else do they have in the pipeline for TV besides Daredevil? Yeah, that seemed like they were smart not to announce too many things like their calling card was for years and years of like, here's what we got going.
Well, D23 is gonna be the real one.
That's always their thing, yeah. But
what's that in August? That's in a few weeks.
Is that where we'll get Thunderbolts probably? Like X was saying, or like we didn't get the trailer or anything last night, so yeah, D23 I think is end of August or September, something like that.
Yeah, that's probably where we get the trailer for that. We probably get more casting news about the whole what do you call it, Fantastic Four movie, all the other characters.
Yeah,
Can you announce more besides Silver Surfer, Galactus?
Well, they announced a bunch of people that were in it, but they never like actually specified their roles. So I think we'll probably finally get that in D23.
Yeah, I think
because it's Julie Gardner. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think they'll probably like let loose the big shit at D23. Like, I don't think we're gonna get an X-Men announcement or Fantastic Four at like next year's Comic-Con. We might get like a teaser for Fantastic Four at D23, and they might finally announce the X-Men director at D23. I don't think we'll get anything past that though.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Oh, I thought they were gonna hold off on X-Men basically until next year entirely, because with the way Doomsday is going to line up and then Secret Wars, it seems like they have no bigger plans. Because I was also about to ask you two, being experts, is there a new character they can introduce in a way on their own, or are they just too, water up to their necks to try anything new to win people over in the interim? Basically taking the Blade spot. I'm saying, like, what could they swap in instead of Blade? That would make sense going forward.
X is gonna hate this, but if they ever wanted to like do a Miles Morales type thing, this would be the time to do it.
Shit. Well, they can't.
I mean, they can. They'll just have to be like, "Hey, Sony, big bro, we need you. We need you, Sony. We need you."
I mean, that's what they did with Tom Holland. So yeah, I mean, it worked out once before. Why not try it?
Yeah. But like,
twice. Scout that check, bro.
Oh yeah. I'm sure Sony will take it, bro. After this Venom 3 brick.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That trailer.
After Craven bricks.
Oh, that's gonna be. Oh, you just keep saying names, and I'm like, oh.
They praying for Spider-Verse, bro. Because after that Craven
Thanks
brick gonna be nasty. Yeah.
Do you have a character you'd like to see them introduce instead of Blade at this point?
Instead of Blade, low key, like, she's in Deadpool Wolverine, but like, I would love to see X23's Wolverine. Like, instead of whenever they announce the new X-Men casting and they announce a roster, make X23 the Wolverine, since you went to the trouble of saving her in this movie at the end of it. Like, you might as well do that, like, to officially carry on Logan's legacy, since y'all allegedly respect that movie so goddamn much. Them
reacting to the scenes was great though, when everyone's just like,
yeah.
Like it's a real tearjerker, like it's like they're watching Oppenheimer or any Oscar movie. Like,
yeah.
Thanks. What about you? What's the character you want to see them try to introduce instead of Blade at this point? Like, they got the slots, like we're just putting in someone new instead.
Hey man, give me a Mystique movie and let Bia play Mystique, because I'm a fan.
I feel you though. I'm a fan. Go ahead.
I can't think. I mean,
they got everybody, dog. They just can't put them on the screen yet. For the most part,
I'm be honest with you. Everybody we want to see is part of X-Men. So like, once that happens,
again, like I do want to see Cyclops again, but I'm like, we need a whole nother crew for him to show up. I just don't want to see Cyclops by himself.
If my man didn't have nasty allegations, I would love to see like a Namor movie. Like, Namor has a great book where he basically says one word in it, but it's fucking amazing. They could have made that into a movie. No,
yeah. The whole situation about Tim Quarta is like, again, is that ever gonna play? Are we gonna need a new Namor, or is he just gonna go away completely? as well.
No.
They invited Bo to the premiere, so I think he's gonna be around.
Yo, you know what that? Yo, bro, we need a recast in T'Challa. That T'Challa, bro. That's what I want to see, bro.
That's what I said.
But
That was my argument. Is that they could just it's not disrespecting the actor by recasting. My point was they literally did it in Harry Potter because he passed away and they got Michael Gambon. Richard Harris passed away and they're like, well, we literally have 5 more books. What are we gonna do?
Yeah. Plus the
Get
whole
another
theme of
great
those
actor.
movies, the whole theme of those movies is like shit goes on, like life goes on after people pass away, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
do the line.
You gotta think about the likeness for Chadwick is still selling to this day.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
you recast him, then it's like, all right, well, the jit's gonna be confused. I thought this is Black Panther. This is Black Panther. All right,
How many Batmans have we had since I've been alive, Banks?
Yeah, we're about to have 2 at the same time. In a few years. Yeah.
At the same damn time.
They were gonna have 2 when they were doing the Justice League Mortal.
Yeah. So I think it could work. But
We were supposed to have 2 a couple years ago, but David Zaslav fucked that up. Sorry, my bad.
David Zaslav fucks everything. Again, I said this on last episode. The biggest fucking idiot in the world.
Push your T to David Zaslav's Drake, bro. I swear.
Nah, I feel him though.
No, he's right. Like this guy, he pissed all over Warner Brothers, and it's been astounding that he's like, I can't get the NBA. What do you mean I can't get the NBA? He's like, you have no fucking money, David. Adam Silver's going in like, you have no money. You're broke.
And the one thing that brings you ratings is like the shit.
And he's like, and you're an asshole. You're an asshole who likes to be flashy and showboat. Like,
yeah, he cooked himself, brother.
He shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, I don't know.
He shot himself in the foot.
I still can't believe they're like, let's sell to Discovery. Who gives a fuck about Discovery?
How many 90 Day Fiance shows can niggas watch? Like,
oh my god, all the content they produce that they tried to fucking coexist. Speaking of Deadpool Wolverine coexist, like all these things could not coexist. It's like the Warner Brothers brand. And I said on the last episode, it's funny. I see CM Punk had to be like, you know what David Zaslav calls me? That's the worst cosign in the modern day. David Zaslav's my reference. Oh, you mean the guy who sunk 100-year company? Like,
hey, look how that went. Hey, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. But my thing is,
like, bring back claws.
They be honest with you, they probably gonna get quiet though by somebody in the next few years. It's gonna be for the cheap, but they're gonna get it quiet by somebody.
Oh no, of course. Which is it's funny when Paramount's like, what if we what if we
linked up? Yeah, we linked up, brother.
We have no superheroes at all. Can you help us? All we got are these Ninja Turtles and Transformers we keep fucking up.
In old MTV shows. All we got is the challenge.
Again, and like I said, because the Bob Iger thing, that is the spot on. We're about to wrap, but that literally Bob Iger, he had to be Logan. This movie's about Bob Iger in a way. Like, shit, I thought I was done, and you
Deadpool and Iger
bring me out. I gotta clean up the fucking mess because people can't do their jobs.
Even though funny because he anointed them, right? Didn't he anoint
he legit is like Bob Chapek's my guy. Then everyone was like, this guy, he's only run a theme park. He hasn't run shit creatively. Like,
my guy, he's a what's his name? He's Kendall Roy, bro.
No, Kendall Roy. Again, at the end of the day, Succession, Kendall Roy could actually run the company. He was the only one fit to run the company.
Then wasn't Roman that had to like theme parks and stuff like that?
It would have been like giving Roman when he in the first episode, not the Roman that we see over the course of the series. Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
it's just crazy.
Crazy times, and it's only going to get crazier as more and more announcements keep coming. That's the thing. So this is why y'all need to tap into Black Variant,
especially as we get closer to Secret Wars and Doomsday. Man, we are in unprecedented territory at this point, man. So we really appreciate it.
We had it so good.
Yeah, bro.
And I'm completely forgetting, even though I alluded to it earlier. But they fired the guy who runs the opposition, but they rehired him first.
That's crazy.
That's how crazy things have been in between endgames. Like,
try to get him to come back.
Yeah,
permanently.
like,
he was like,
"We gotta fire you."
So,
the cast said they won't do the movie without you. You got to come back. And then he's like, well, I've also made this great movie for this other company, and they love it so much, and they'll run worse than you got. Yeah, they're gonna give me everything because all I want to make is a Superman movie. That's it.
Yeah.
But regardless, that's the only, like, again, that cursed image of Mahershala Ali. It all goes back to him.
No.
All because he had 2 Oscars and all the power in the world. And in between that, he was like, let me be an Alita Battle Angel. What about that?
Yeah, that was a random movie for him to do.
For 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not even the craziest cameo in that movie.
It isn't. Like,
it's Ed Norton for 2 seconds.
Speaking
about recasting, you can recast because Ed Norton's an asshole.
That's not what see a Secret Wars.
Oh, that would be great. But that's the one person Kevin Feige. Oh, see that Kevin Feige would have to be gone for real. To X's theory, that's how we'll know Kevin Feige's gone if Ed Norton shows up.
Shows up, yeah.
Because Kevin Feige said he won't be coming back ever as long as I'm in charge.
Damn, this nigga like a mob boy, bro.
But X and Van, thank y'all for joining us.
Nice love, man. Appreciate y'all, boys.
It's been a while again.
Absolutely.
The Injustice League had to get back together.
It's only right.
Great times back in those days when we would just argue. I mean, we're arguing now because I think. No, I agree. I mean, I'm gonna say I think Multiverse of Madness is great, and y'all are tripping. But again, y'all like Snyder Cut, so I know I'm right and you're wrong. So.
Right.
Yeah, right.
We are classy, man.
Exactly. We know ball.
Right.
Exactly.
Do you know I watched Aquaman 2 in a drugged haze a few months ago? No.
Yeah,
I was awake from insomnia, and it was on. And I was sleeping in and out every 10 minutes. And I'm like, it just cuts between Black Manta and Aquaman every 5 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Is this the actual movie, or am I like so fucked up right now?
Bro, they gave up on that movie. It was crazy. Midway shooting it, you could tell they gave up on like trying to be a real movie.
We kept saying it wasn't gonna come out, and it came out, but then everybody forgot the next day.
Yeah, I remember Banks because Banks texted me. It was like randomly one day. He was like, "What the fuck happened to Aquaman?" And I was like,
"That was Banks is like, hey."
I was on super kick for a minute.
Meanwhile, I was the one defending it, like, "Hey, they're shooting it. There's a lot of effects. It takes time, okay? It takes time to make a movie with that kind of effects." And I didn't even see it in the theater because I'm like, I don't want to see this bullshit. Look at it.
Yeah, like doo-doo, man. But
plug what y'all got to plug. Social media, podcasts.
Black Variant, TBV. New issue coming Friday. We got the House of the Dragon. Long Night coming out Friday. Gotta watch that actually.
We got some stuff coming on our Patreon later this summer or coming into early fall, but I don't think there's anything else. Make sure to tap in with everything in our network, man. Our Patreon. Make sure to tap in with Banks and Davis. Tap into Make Carters and Catering, the A Show, everybody, man. Really appreciate everybody fucking with us. And we love y'all, man.
Absolutely.
I think. Oh yeah, you know, there's an idea for an episode we have to do at a later time. I'll save it when I can fully plan it out. But yeah, Banks, what do you got to say before we get out of here?
I'm tired in the motherfucker.
All right. On that note, we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Yeah.
Said, hey, I tried the old guy. Young guys are much faster, stronger, hey, and there's 60-minute men that is. Wow! Wow! Wow!